You know, the cows got their stimulus. They're like, I can give you some really good $12 ice cream if you give me some stimulus. I'm all ready for you, honey. It's just, I don't know what they did to get that stimulus, those cows. Needless to say, everyone's really upset. The dragon that, you know, watches my channel every day, watches this channel, Lady, that's her name. She used to work at the Temple of Doom, never got her hazard pay, you know. Would always guard the door every time that Mitch McConnell came and said, you know, dragon's going hungry, dragon's going hungry. And, you know, every time that someone came with a standalone bill for second stimulus, the dragon was instructed to say, don't come back to me unless you have some more fire. Needless to say, the lobster didn't find it funny. Mitch McConnell introduced that lobster bill last week, and apparently it's sort of clammed up at this point. The skinny on the bill is that sort of sinking to the bottom of the ocean. It's like a Titanic, but with better muscles around it. You know, as we sit here tonight, there's a big shocking development, and the shocking development are these letters. I'll be going through them as well, but for now, the truth of the matter is the catch of the sea is being hooked in a hook, line, and sinker because no one is supporting the efforts of the Temple of Doom, and that the Purple Power is going to the finish line. Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Purple Power, and boy, what an incredible night on Evenings LALATE as you have absolutely turned the tables like no one would have ever imagined. It was, what, a week ago that I said we need to ramp this up, we need to do this, and tonight it's this. An entire movement's underway tonight that could only be described as the Purple Power, as the entire focal point of Congress has shifted because you gave them the power. It was about a week and a half ago that people were told to only listen to one woman, Nancy Pelosi, and to bow down to her every wish, and that everything was her desire, and if she said no, then we couldn't have lunch. We had to go sit in the corner. We said no, and we're going to do it our way, and hence became the Purple Power. And tonight, you're winning like you've never won before. So congratulations. Go to the Funders channel, subscribe if you're not part of this channel. And boy, this is a night to really celebrate because you are doing incredible efforts. And also like this video because no one is going to tell it like it is like this tonight. Let me explain where you have gotten in such a short period of time. If you recall, no less than 7 days ago, I was telling you that if anyone dropped in the comments, well, it's not going to happen because Nancy said, and it's not going to happen because Nancy rejected. And I actually had to explain what the verb rejected meant. Some people actually thought that the word rejected was a procedural term, like that it's not going to do this because she rejected. I'm like, no, she just doesn't like it. That's what the word reject is. But she's using words to make you think that she has, you know, cast her iron sword and slashed it to pieces. Well, I immediately told you to ignore what she said and that you to get behind the problem solvers, a bipartisan group of Republicans, Democrats who introduced a bill a week ago, this last Tuesday, an incredibly great bill. It was so great that the president came out in favor of it. Democrats came out in favor of it. Republicans came out in favor of it. It's a bipartisan bill that she said was written by Republicans only for Republican purposes, and that when she was asked, well, don't people support this bill? Why aren't you listening to Democrats in your House that want to do something different than what you're doing? She said, they don't say that to me. No, they don't say it to you, honey. They write you a letter, and you ignore the letter. And that's where it sort of started to implode. And as we sit here tonight, this is incredibly great news. Incredibly great news in a scandalous series of events that are unfolding tonight. They start first with Congressman Jamie Butrella, who literally is exhausted with Nancy Pelosi. She's a House member. And she said, you know what? I think there's one part of the stimulus package that needs a standalone bill. I'm writing the bill. I wonder if she's watched this channel. I'm writing the bill. And where I am in Southwest Washington State, 9,500 small businesses are about to fail unless they get relief immediately. So what I've done is I've introduced a discharge petition so we can go around Speaker Pelosi's unwillingness to make the PPP program a priority and push it to the end. If you don't know, the HEROES Act that Nancy Pelosi has been sitting on as some wonderful War and Peace novel since May doesn't even have PPP in it. Bueller said that 9,000 businesses in her district are about to fail. This woman's a lifesaver. I just can't believe that we may not be able to do the right thing simply because our elected officials cannot come to some sort of compromise, says a chairman of American Airlines. So what Bueller did was she did a petition called a discharge petition, is a tool of the House Minority Committee to force a vote on a bill that has languished in a committee. It was up for signatures on September 25th, and if every Republican signs it and only 10 or 20 Democrats sign it, I'll force it for a vote. This is absolutely categorically incredible. So this was one person's way to go around Nancy Pelosi. Well, other people's way was to put it right in her face. And that's this letter. The most shocking letter I've ever seen on this channel, since I detailed that letter in which there was actually 3 of them, in which Congressman wrote Javita Carranza and said, you're not following the CARES Act under EIDL. Remember those letters? I remember those recordings very, very well. Well, this is one of the most scandalous letters I've seen since then. This actually says a person's not doing her duties as elected official. The letter is signed by Republicans and Democrats in the House of Representatives. And the letter slams Nancy Pelosi every way possible in every version of what the Purple Power stands for. It says, 1, we need our stimulus. 2, you're doing nothing. 3, you're pushing partisan issues. 4, you're not thinking logically. 5, you're not at the negotiation table. 6, you're literally doing nothing but partisan games. Does that sound familiar? That's the Purple Power. That's absolutely the Purple Power. The letter says that you have not stayed at the table, keeping members of the House of Representatives in session on Capitol Hill. That all you do is just sort of leave town. You're not in town for more than 4 days at a time, and then you leave. That's not in session, being at home, as the letter says. That what you have not done is do a bipartisan bill. Underline. What's so shocking about this letter is this is now a letter that is about about 20 scoops of ice cream more intense than that Blue Dog New Age Democrats letter from a few weeks ago. Remember when she flew in for the standalone postal bill and congressional Democrats wrote her a letter and say, let's do a standalone bill for stimulus checks and enhanced unemployment benefits? And she was asked on a Saturday morning while she was having this standalone bill for postal by I think it was a PBS reporter, said, what are you doing? She said, oh, I don't know about that letter. Oh, well, let me read you the letter. She says, oh, wait, they don't say that to me. That's just not a true letter. Well, here it is again tonight, honey. It's not only the same letter, but tonight it's much more vicious. This is a very, very tough letter. The letter says that all she has done is written the HEROES Act, which is partisan. Okay, these are Democrats writing this letter. They're saying the bill which you have sat on for 5 months is partisan. Well, it is. It is. 2, it says that you have not done anything for purpose of negotiation. You haven't. It says you're not doing the job of the Speaker of the House. You haven't. And that says you intend for us to all leave and not do any work for the American people. We are going to stay. Basically saying, if you want to leave, we're staying. It's insane. It's absolutely categorically insane. So what did she do today? What she did today was introduce a 150-page bill to set up another impeachment of the president. Are you kidding me? First of all, why is it 150 pages long? That's one of the questions. Are you serious? You know, you can't write a standalone bill for stimulus checks. You can't write a standalone bill for enhanced unemployment benefits. You can't write a standalone bill for hazard pay. You can't write a standalone... Bet you write a 150-page bill to impeach the president again. I've seen your comments. I'm not going to say them on air about her, but where we are tonight is absolutely categorically incredible, because everyone is now realizing the problem which you have pushed to the forefront. The spirit of the purple power is never to be silenced, and someone was trying to silence you and every elected official that represents you. And I said, get behind your elected officials and tell them, hey, I'm not going to be kept silent. If you want to stay silent and remain to be a spineless person, I'm going to throw you out of office. Now, that's a positive message, but it's also a forceful message. The spirit of the purple power is to keep things positive. We keep things positive, but we also push. And we understand that things don't always come to us if we do nothing. Here's an example. The comment, I'll believe it when it lands in my bank account. It's not going to happen because she told me it's not going to happen. They're just not doing anything. They're leaving. I heard on CNN nothing until next year. All those comments are not purple power. Those are comments of someone who simply just rolls over, puts their feet up, and assumes the fate of what someone tells them is the fate. We define fate on this channel. We define our own destiny. We don't have someone tell us our destiny. We know we're entitled to stimulus checks. We know that we're entitled to enhanced unemployment benefits. And if someone says, you know, I'll get to it when I feel like it. No, we'll get to it now. Early on when I was doing this channel on EIDL, when this channel was on EIDL for a lot, you know, an EIDL loan, an EIDL grant video every single day, I would have one message I would tell viewers all the time, that if you call up SBA, which governs EIDL, processes EIDLs, and someone gets on the phone and says to you, I have no information, or I can't help you, or I don't know what you're talking about, I said, just politely hang up the phone, call back and get someone else on the phone. In fact, it became such a running gag that, yes, I became that character. Blaine66, if you've not seen him lately, he'll be back, became the epitome of an anti-purple power person. Blaine66 is the epitome of someone who wants to be anti-purple power. He wants to tell you that he cannot help you. He wants to tell you you're bothering him. He wants to tell you just do what he tells you. Just do whatever he instructs you to do. If you have to question what's going on, then you're bothering him. And he was the epitome of a very bad call center person in Tier 2 at SBA. Ironically, he's the antithesis of purple power. And when I first debuted him, the viewers of this channel said, he's exactly what I've been confronting at SBA. He's exactly the person who does not confront my problems. And since, that bred the spirit of this channel, which was we're not going to roll over and not do much of anything. Purple power has always been the spirit of this channel. It just never had a word name for it. And I appreciate the incredible kind remarks that you have given. Because of purple power, there's success stories every day on this channel. There's success stories of incredible magnitude. You know, success is defined in its own respective way. But sometimes the success is someone says, I'm invigorated, I have motivation. I was so depressed. I was very, very depressed until I found your channel. That could be success unto itself. Emotional turnaround for someone who simply had been very drained by this process. Another part of success could be a person who finds unity among others. So some people said, I had two people in the last hour says, I came on Twitter. I'm not very good with computers. I found how to download this thing called Twitter. And I'm on there, and I just love, I found you, and I found everyone for this Purple Power community, and I just love it. Another person last night said, I went to bed after tweeting something about something for Purple Power, and 10 people retweeted me. And I just felt so wonderful about it. Having people that work together is an incredible feeling. And I know that because that was what happened with this channel on day one. There are all these viewers that tuned in very quickly. This channel was a very big success the very first day. I'm not just bragging about it. It just was. And the very first day we were doing thousands and thousands of views because I did a series of EIDL videos and I said, hey, does anyone have this problem? And everyone's like, I have that problem. I have that problem. Everyone had the same problem. And suddenly we were a whole community with the same problem. As one person said, it was a big dysfunctional family at that time. And that dysfunctional family vowed to remain a family. And that remained my OGs. I made a promise to them. I said, if you don't leave, I won't leave. And to this day, I still always see comments, almost every single video that says, what are you going to do, LALATE, when this is all over? Well, there was a promise at the beginning. If you don't leave, I won't leave. And that's still the promise. I had said early on this channel that the spirit of this channel is helping other people. And I hope you help one another. I'm here to help you. And I had given a stern warning at the time. I said, if you're just here to get your EIDL grant and then jump the ship and leave, drive out as quickly as possible, run for the door. God bless you, but that's not the spirit of this channel. The spirit of this channel is to stay as a community. And as long as you stay here, I'm here. And yeah, we may be in a different situation, in June of next year, but I'm not going anywhere if you don't go anywhere. The spirit of the Purple Power will continue to grow despite whatever we go through now, because ultimately we're going to come out on top. I really appreciate your time tonight. There's so much going on, and I didn't even have time to get to it. The airlines really are having, those airlines again. The airlines are absolutely slamming Congress. They said, how can you do this to us? The next 7 days are going to be even more critical than these last 48 hours, I can tell you, because you can't have U.S. economies collapsing. You can't have no relief going into the economy. You can't have no stimulus going to people's homes. You can't not have people getting enhanced unemployment benefits or stimulus checks. You can't do this. And it's nice for a very rich woman who has a net worth of $35 million to talk about one subject matter. But everything around her needs that relief right now. And to hold up their relief because she wants to hold it up for a bailout of state and local at $950 billion that only needs about $200 billion is not right. And we know it's not right. And together we're going to get to the end. So I really appreciate your time. As always, go to the Friends channel, subscribe. I appreciate you're part of this community. And like this video because who's going to care for you and work together, and we work together as a community. Go on social media, #PurplePower. I'll find you. You'll find me. You'll find others. And together we'll get through this together. Have a great evening. Keep smiling. Keep positive. Stay focused. Help one another. And we'll do it together. As always, have a great night.